Hey, chat. Are you ready? I'm ready because I'm ready. You ready? And like and subscribe because if you're ready, I'm ready. If you're ready, you'll be liking, subscribing, and liking the video if you're ready. But if you're not ready, then you haven't done this. But I'm ready, so let's go. Every Marvel and DC copycat explained in detail a 1455
competing, but they've also been
yeah
copying each
video.
other. When you both grow up as the titans of the comics industry, that tends to happen. From speedsters to archers to magicians, there are more than a few oddly similar
Let's see.
characters in
I
both
know.
Thanos and Darkseid.
Mm,
Darkseid shows up in DC Comics in 1970 as the ruler of Apocalypse. He's basically a space god dictator whose entire long-term goal is to take control of the universe by finding the anti-life equation, which would let him remove free will from every living being.
ooh.
Have turned 100,000 worlds to dust looking for anti-life.
At a kill count of 100,000 worlds, maybe the
Damn.
real anti-life equation was Darkseid all along. Fast forward to 1973, and we get Thanos in the Invincible Iron Man number 55.
So
Another
DC
alien warlord who
copied.
spends most of his time looking
So
for a
I mean, Marvel copied DC in this aspect.
way to impose his own idea of order on the universe. In this case, by collecting the Infinity Stones and wiping out half of all life to create what he believes is balance. Most people would just call it genocide, but there's a reason he's called the Mad Titan. So you've got two massive purple-toned cosmic villains, both operating on a universal scale, both trying to reshape reality according to their personal philosophy, and both sitting at the top of their respective universes as the big endgame threat that requires basically everyone to show up and deal with. Coincidence? I think not.
Not.
In Darkseid's case, it takes the entire Justice League to put him down. It's pretty much the same for Thanos. Every superhero, enhanced individual, and alien available has to band together to take him down.
Avengers! Assemble.
In the comics, Thanos just wants to appease the Mistress of Death, but in the MCU, he wants to solve overpopulation, whereas Darkseid just doesn't believe in free will. Either way, they're both two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Dr.
What's
Fate and
next?
Dr. Strange.
Ooh. Yep.
Dr. Fate shows up in DC Comics all the way back in 1940. The version most people know is Kent Nelson, who becomes the host for the Spirit of Nabu after discovering the Helmet of Fate. From that point on, he's less of a solo superhero and more Earth's best magical defender. His entire job is basically to deal with threats that regular heroes can't.
Have we ever got
away.
a Dr. Fate
Demons,
movie?
Curses, reality.
We got a
fears,
feature.
extra-dimensional
I
entities.
don't think we ever got a
that kind of
movie.
thing. In terms of powers, though,
I feel like a
this
movie would
guy's
be
in a league of his
be
own.
good. This is DC, right? Yeah.
Then, in 1963, Marvel introduced Dr. Stephen Strange in Strange Tales, number 115, a surgeon-turned-sorcerer who ends up becoming Earth's main line of defense against mystical threats after training under the Ancient One. Same general role. If something weird, magical, or from another dimension shows up and starts breaking the laws of physics, he's the one who gets called in to handle it.
Hey, yo,
So now you've
broskies,
got
come
two
fix this.
caped sorcerers who are basically their universe's go-to solution for anything mystical.
Low
Both of
key,
them are dealing with
who's winning? Marvel versus DC.
all the stuff the rest of the superhero community isn't equipped for. They're both constantly casting spells, using ancient
This is
magical
like, I
artifacts.
feel like it's unanswered, bro. Like, you can't answer that question. No one can, bro. Let's see if AI. Let's check that out. Let's see if AI could answer it. See. Chat GPT. Let's see if AI could. Let me see. Hopefully nothing comes up. Okay, bad. Marvel. Oh, stay logged out. Okay. Marvel versus DC. Who really wins? Let's see AI. There's a clear if you're hoping for a clear answer, a clear a clean winner between you won't get one because they're built in raw power within their universe. DC comes out on top. Characters like Superman, Batman, Doctor, what the fuck? Godlike, okay. Has powerful houses, yeah. But overall, their universe tends to grow ground power a bit more. So, okay. So who wins? Power Steel fighting DC. Reliability, character writing Marvel. Overall better depending on what you value. So Marvel for years with the MCU, yeah. I feel like Marvel has movies, but DC have shows. I'm not gonna lie, Arrow and all that shit. Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow. That's what I grew up on, my guy. I put my classmates on that. I put my classmates on that shit. Did I? Yeah, I did. I put my classmates on that shit, bro. I remember that shit. I was in middle school. I said Arrow came out in 2000 and hold on, 2016, between 2016 or 2015. Watch this. 12. Oh shit, I'm way off. But either way, I was in middle school or some shit like that. And I watched it, bro.
And drawing power from eldritch, unknown forces. They even have some similar moves. For example, Dr. Fate's duplication
Oh yeah.
is a lot like Doctor Strange's.
But Strange can do multiple thousands, I feel like.
Their day-to-day doesn't look like typical superhero work either. No city patrols or the occasional friendly neighborhood civilian rescue. Most of what they're doing involves protecting reality from forces that could totally
never mind.
destroy
Need to
it.
do 1002.
They're both the designated magic specialists for their respective universes. There is a key difference, though. Dr. Fate is a host for Nabu, but Stephen Strange's talent and skill are all his. That's not to say Dr. Fate isn't incredibly capable. It's just that Stephen doesn't have anything but his cape and some magic tools backing him up. Hawkeye and Green Arrow.
Green Arrow beats him.
Both of these
I don't
guys
care what
are
nobody
archers,
says.
but one ends up living in a secluded hut, and the other comes home to a mansion. But they're similar in the ways that matter, their secret identities. Both of them are archers with deadly precision, and both of them rely on high-tech machinery to spice up their arsenal.
Hawkeye is
Green
okay.
Arrow first appeared in DC Comics in
Yes.
1941 as Oliver
Yes.
Queen,
Yes.
a billionaire who ends up becoming a vigilante after a traumatic survival experience, which
Yes.
forces him to learn archery and hand-to-hand combat.
Yes.
Then, we see the character brought to life in CW's Green Arrow, but it's a lot different from how he is in the comics.
W's.
The general gist is the same, though.
I've been stranded here for 5 years. I've dreamt of my
W's. 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 I want to watch it with my kid. I'm watching. There's two shows I'm watching with my kids. This one and Once Upon a Time.
That have any powers.
There's probably another one, but I can't think of it right now.
And a whole arsenal of trick arrows ranging from grappling lines to explosive tips.
I'm making my kid watch this one, bro. And anime, of course.
We got Clint Barton.
You see, they copied it, so I don't care.
Another expert marksman who also doesn't have
I think,
powers, relies entirely.
Look, I think I am a DC fan at heart, but Marvel is just tier. Like they're unstoppable right now.
On precision archery
There's no
and uses specialized arrows.
There's no DC film, or even if there was, I'm not watching no film from them. I'm watching shows. They got to sponsor a show.
For different combat
I'm not watching that shit, bro.
Explosives, cables, EMP shots, smoke, pretty much anything that'll take him from a human with a bow to someone who can deal with super mech suits, aliens, and Asgardian gods. Speaking of measuring up to bigger beings, they both constantly find themselves surrounded by those types. Green Arrow and Hawkeye punch way above their weight. Green Arrow's literally on a team with Superman, for example. That guy can lift planets. Meanwhile, Clint Barton shares a spot on the Avengers with beings like Thor and the Hulk. But don't let that fool you. They're both dangerously capable. Their precision is
Facts.
unmatched. If someone needs to take out a flying target from half a kilometer away, disable a vehicle without blowing it up, or hit a moving weak point mid-combat, these two are the first option. They have nothing going for them except pure skill and a 1 in trillions shot accuracy. There are key differences, though, both in the comics and in their live adaptations. Besides the obvious gaps in their bank statements, Green Arrow's always been a deeply political character in the comics, tied to themes like wealth inequality and the systems that create the crime he fights against. Even in CW's Green Arrow, he becomes the mayor of Sterling City. Meanwhile, Hawkeye's pretty much a spy and a recluse. When he loses it all in the snap, he decides to go on a grief-fueled run as the Ronin instead of taking his trauma and improving a city.
You see, that's oh.
Not that I blame him. That wouldn't be my first priority either. Their similarities only go as far as their skill sets, because beneath the masks, these are two very different men.
Yeah.
Flash and Quicksilver.
Who
These
the
two
hell
have
is
one
Quicksilver?
similarity: super speed. And
I'm
that's
sorry.
honestly about it. But even that resemblance only goes so far. When people look at the two of them, it's easy to think they're obviously the same. They run super fast and can even make wind tunnels
Who's winning?
and wave their arms around really fast. But the way their powers work is really, really different.
People that know the
Capabilities of the
story, who's
Flash
winning?
go far beyond any
I wonder.
character with super speed, not just Quicksilver. Pietro Maximoff gets his fast legs because of, well, depending on the film, a mutation or an Infinity Stone. But Barry Allen, or Wally West, or Jay Garrick, honestly, same deal. They get their powers from something called the Speed Force. And this thing is a lot more than just super speed. It lets them do things that, even for comic standards, should be impossible.
Facts.
And for anyone but the Flash, they are. In one comic, he runs to the end of time. In another, he perceives things at, like, I don't even know. Just look at this. The Flash can literally run fast enough to travel back in time.
That's
There's
crazy.
a reason he's often one of the most dangerous characters in the MCU, because at his absolute peak, even A-listers like Superman struggle to keep up. Meanwhile, Pietro Maximoff can go faster than anyone else around him, but that's pretty much it. And ultimately, he wasn't fast enough to save himself.
Damn.
You didn't see that coming.
Oh, Speeder.
Aquaman and Namor.
Ooh,
These two are probably
what?
the most similar, both in terms of their power and their role, and even their kingdom.
You can compare the
Namor,
two?
mutant
Hello?
son of an Atlantean and a human, is the ruler of Atlantis. He's also known as Submariner in the comics. Known as the Avenging Sun, he's got super strength, enhanced durability, can move through water at insane speeds, and can communicate with sea
It's
life.
crazy.
Plus, there's the massive armies he commands. Most of his stories revolve around protecting Atlantis and dealing with surface world interference. On DC's end, it's pretty much the same deal.
Yeah.
Arthur Curry, aka Aquaman, is the son of lighthouse keeper Tom Curry, and Atlanta, the queen of Atlantis. He's got essentially the
Atlantis.
same powers as Namor, although I think his are a lot more extreme. Plus, there's that trident of his. So now you've got two hybrid human Atlantean rulers of underwater kingdoms, both acting as monarchs, both capable of commanding sea creatures, and both strong enough to go
It's crazy,
toe-to-toe
man.
with
I don't
heavy
think
hitters
that-
on land, despite being ocean-based characters.
Nah,
Out
bro,
of
man.
everyone on the list, these two are probably the most similar. They find themselves in
I don't
the
think
same
they could
political
be
struggles
compared, though.
and the same back and forth between
I feel like
balancing their
Aquaman
place
gets
on
him, though.
land and their role as rulers of the seas. They
Yes,
have to
they're
deal with
similar,
things
but I
like
feel like
conflicts over land with the surface
like
world,
Aquaman just
military
kills that nigga, bro.
retaliation when Atlantis is threatened, which is pretty much the plot of Wakanda Forever thanks to the vibranium detector, and their people's never-ending distrust of those who live above them. They live in the same kingdom, have the same powers. They're both half human, half Atlantean, and they pretty much deal with the same diplomatic issues. While a lot of the people on this list just have the same power set, these two almost have the same life. Black Cat and Catwoman.
Black Cat.
If you look at Gotham and New York long enough, you'll notice they both seem to have the exact same burglary problem. Someone keeps breaking into high-security facilities,
Black
stealing
Cat?
very specific things, and then escaping without setting off half the alarms that were meant to stop them. In Gotham,
Black
that's
Cat?
Selina Kyle. And in New York, it's Felicia Hardy. Basically, two grown women that have a thing for dressing up as cats. They're more anti-heroes than villains, and they both
They're
have an on
furries.
and off romance with their city's superheroes. First and foremost,
Black
though,
Cat?
they're pro thieves, and their skill set shows it. Both rely on agility,
I don't think I
stealth,
ever
and
met
a set
Black
of
Cat
cat-themed
before.
tools to get by. They have all kinds of other gadgets too, even got claws, plus grappling lines.
Black Cat. I never heard of this girl before, gang. Aww. Though later she becomes his on and off love interest and ally. Really? Huh? Huh? That was just Gwen and Mary J. Played by. This is the new one. Hold on. What movie? Not release. Just movie. Okay. She just wait. She's there. This is just a lie. Sydney Sweeney is not gonna be like, but this is crazy. She ain't doing that paper. Like now, her, I believe. She's more believable, but I didn't even know she was a thing. Shit. I'm learning that shit today.
Lenses, lockpicks.
I was
Anything
8 years
to
old
help
when I
pull off a
heard
big
Black
score.
Cat.
Catwoman is a bit more connected to Gotham's underworld, while Black Cat tends to have more team-ups with Spidey. They also have a few more differences. Felicia is a thief partly because she loves the thrill, and because her dad was one, while Selina had to become one in order to survive. But the biggest difference is that one has superpowers while the other doesn't. Black Cat has the power of luck, or probability manipulation. Originally, Felicia gets these from scientists working under Kingpin after she makes a deal with him. These get removed by Doctor Strange later, but then
Shit,
she
I
ends
gotta
up with
free up.
cybernetic enhancements,
Free up.
which essentially give her the same ability. It lets her give bad luck to other people, which for a thief is almost as good as super speed or a spellbook of magic. Selina, on the other hand, is more of a traditional thief. Plus, I think she's a better martial artist. Their similarities are pretty much the same theme, costume, and a knack for flings with superheroes. Atom and Ant-Man. Despite their ability to shrink to nothing, both of them have monumental roles. The Ant-Man and Atom are both powered by technology that lets them manipulate their size. That looks like either going down to subatomic levels or becoming giants. Ray uses the Atom exosuit, while Hank Pym/Scott have the Ant-Man suit as well as Pym particles, which facilitate their superpowers. But they both work pretty much the same. When they're shrunken, they can punch way above their weight class while being the size of an atom or an ant, and they both use this for a lot of things. While they're giant, well, they're just big. Pretty self-explanatory power. You're giant. You hit things really hard. But besides that, they're both known for infiltration, sabotage, disappearing in the middle of fights, and having one of the most unpredictable fighting styles in their respective universes. I guess one difference is that Atom can also fly and shoot blasts. So he's got some Iron Man in him too.
Yeah.
Their whole thing is basically not getting
hit. Equipped it.
Plus, they're both scientists who end up discovering tech that does the same thing. Well, at least Hank is a scientist.
Yeah,
Adam's even been known to shrink to the size of a cell.
All right. That's probably what they said on the Titanic.
His feats in the comics are insane. They're also not the heavy hitters on either of their teams. Mostly, they play support roles, but they're very necessary support. They deal with all kinds of threats that others just aren't prepared or equipped to.
Let's see some more.
Been a part of mainstream comics since 1940, but interestingly enough,
if you want to join me, join the VOD, post it on Wig Plus, alright? But
He
listen,
only
let's
got his
continue
shrinking
this.
powers in 1961, just 4 months before Ant-Man eventually debuted in 1962. The timing alone makes you
Oh,
think that there's no way they could have copied Adam, but you can't deny the similarities between the two. It's natural for both DC and Marvel to have some overlap. They've been producing comics for almost a century now, and at some point, originality starts to hit its
is
limit.
there any
But some
new
of these are almost
characters?
identical, while some just have the same powers.
I wonder.
Who do you guys think should be on this list besides the ones we covered?
Wait, it's totally these. Yeah. Like and subscribe. You ready already? And let's go.